What's up, guys? Welcome back to Project Unbroken. My name is Matt, and today I want to talk about the victim mindset and why everything is your fault. You did it. I'm blaming you. Just kidding. But before we get into that, if you are watching this on YouTube, please know that you can get this same content now on iTunes and on Spotify. So please subscribe, leave us a review. And on YouTube, subscribe, leave us a comment, like, share, hit the notification button so you get updated when we release new videos like this one. And thank you. You guys have been really supportive, and we really appreciate it, and we love you very much. And it's not really all your fault. Just a lot of it is your fault. But anyways, victim mentality, victim mindset. So I've hit restart on this a couple times because it's really hard for me to talk about this without feeling like I'm coming off as offensive or judgmental. And that's not the case, because these are simply negative thought patterns that are very prevalent in the recovery community and in the mental health community. And I had them. And it's a very common way for everybody to look at things, not even in recovery or, mental health communities or whatever, just in general. It's really easy for us to take on this mindset. And again, I had these thought patterns, and the only reason that I'm making this video is because I think if somebody out there is able to identify these thought patterns in themselves, it's going to save you a lot of time in progressing forward with your recovery or your self-improvement or whatever you're trying to accomplish. You will be better off if you can identify and address and erase these negative thought patterns as they relate to this kind of victim mentality, victim mindset. So essentially, the victim mentality, victim mindset is that life happens to you. External factors are the reason or the determining factors of where you are in your life today. It's because somebody did this to you, or this happened to you, or that happened to you. And why this is dangerous is because it robs you of your decision-making ability in order to bring your life where you want it to be. Because if we are giving that power to external sources or external factors, we're giving that stuff that you have no control over, you're giving that the keys to drive your life where it wants your life to go. And that's not good. You want your life to go in the direction that you think is best. And in able to do that, we need to take complete responsibility for everything that happens in our lives. And this can be a tough pill to swallow, because a main characteristic of the victim mindset or victim mentality is it's almost like it kind of almost looks like a defense mechanism, but one that's not good for you. And it's deeply ingrained in our subconscious. So that means when something, or you perceive something or someone doing something to you or something happening to you, your first thought when you're kind of in this negative thought pattern is going to be like, hey, that person's out to get me, or this system is rigged against me, etc. And it robs you of your autonomy and ability to drive your life in the direction that you want it to go in. So that's why we need to fix it. So honestly, if you kind of dig in our comment section, you don't have to look very long before you see some examples of this victim mindset kind of spoken into or typed into real life. And it'll be things, if we have advice about, for instance, Suboxone or methadone or anxiety or any of the above, anything, there is inevitably going to be somebody or some people who comment, well, must be nice for you to be able to do that, but I can't do that because X, Y, and Z. I have this disease that doesn't allow me to do this. Or my doctor kicked me out of the clinic because of this reason, and he didn't understand that I had that going on. Whatever it may be. You're giving your power to an external factor, and you have to take that back. And once you do, it's very simple. Once you own everything that happens in your life, it makes it very easy, because then you can look at every single individual decision with a spotlight on it and say, all right, when I do this, probably something I've done in the past, I know that this is going to happen. If I try this, that is going to happen. When you're in the victim mindset, what happens with decision making is, because you know that you're giving the power to an external source, it almost seems as if your individual decision making has no real effect on where you want to go or where you want to be, because that power lies somewhere else. And that's not true. So you end up kind of glossing over the simple day-to-day decisions that really will have a positive or negative impact on your life, depending on that decision. You gloss over it and probably do what's easier or feels better. And you're thinking, well, what am I going to do? My boss hates me, so, that's why this is going to happen. But that's not the case. It's the little decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis that are going to bring you to where you want to go. And once you get rid of that victim mindset, or that, it's happening to me kind of mindset, and you start to take responsibility for everything, good and bad, then you can make those decisions, and you have 100% power and autonomy to direct your life in whatever direction you want it to go in. It's very, very simple once you eliminate those external factors having any effect on your life. Now, this comes with practice. And like we say in a lot of our videos, what fires together wires together. So this is going to be something that you have to be mindful of. When you get that feeling where you're like, oh, they're trying to fuck me over, or they're out to get me, or they don't like me, and that's why this happened. You have to hit the pause button and say, what could I have maybe done differently to lead to a more positive outcome for me in this situation? And then hopefully you can adjust it. If not, you learn moving forward. But what starts to happen is you start to see a little bit earlier, all right, I have this decision I can make. Do I avoid this situation completely? Do I tell this person that's not a good idea for me right now? Do I, put the work in and make sure that my boss or my teacher is satisfied with the work that I'm doing? So it's not really they don't like me. They just don't like that I'm not doing the shit I'm supposed to be doing. Once you take all of that on and put it on yourself, it makes the playing ground very clear. It clears up all the muddy waters of having to take in other people's opinions and ideas and circumstances, because in reality, they don't mean shit. They're not going to have any effect on you one way or the other when it really comes down to it. You have complete control of where you want to go. You just need to make the right decisions, and that's kind of what it comes down to. But once you understand that you hold the power, that's when you can make big moves. That's when you can start saying, oh shit, I did this and now I'm in a better situation. Then what fires together wires together. So then you start to look at yourself with a higher level of self-confidence, improved self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, and your decisions automatically start stacking up in a more positive way. So moving forward, try to shine a light when you have those feelings of victimhood, when you're like, this is happening to me. Shine a light on it. Explore it a little bit. Is it really happening to you? Is there something you could do to improve your situation? Or are you relying on this just random external factor working out in your best interest? And guess what? It's never going to, at least very rarely, all right? You have to take control of that. So the first thing to do is recognize those thoughts, address those thoughts, and try to erase those thoughts. Take back control of your decision-making process and get rid of that victimhood shit. It's not going to serve you anymore. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. We love you. Mwah. Bye.